Story. I'm Noelle Lilley.
I am Ernest Carter.
And we're here with Philip Michael Thomas Jr., an upcoming rising musician, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about his music and his career. Hi, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to be here.
So one of the first things I wanted to ask you was, how did you first get started in music, and what really kind of sped that off for you?
Man, I started music at a very young age. Started off doing like musicals and plays. But then in college with fam, I got signed to a production team that was under DJ Khaled down in Miami. And so from then on, I've just been writing for other artists, and it was really good to be able to kind of just get introduced into the music industry before putting myself out there as an artist. But yeah, from then on, we just kept going.
Okay.
Okay, I see you have the guitar with you right here. Do you play the guitar or any other instrument? Or?
Yeah, guitar is like my main instrument. Actually, I started playing a couple years back after me and my producers. I just felt like they were just moving too slow, and I was hearing things in my head that they weren't really giving me, and I picked it up, and just been going. This is actually, his name is Butterbean Dean. It's real, yeah, but and he's gotten me through a lot of different situations. So, but yeah, I'm learning that and keys right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Butterbean Dean, that's a great name. How did that come?
Yeah, I did think of that.
Yeah, but well, I mean, real like just simple story. This is a Dean guitar. And,
yeah, I see the name. Right
yeah, the name of the guitar, and then I just felt like he was just buttery beanie. I just was like Butterbean Dean. It's like as corny as it is, yeah.
It's got your name.
Yeah, I like it.
What's up? Thanks.
So also, when did you know that music was what you wanted to pursue? Like, how did you finally make that decision? That's what you wanted to go for.
Yeah, I knew it just like from being really young. I ended up getting like all these opportunities would come our way. Like on the first album, Box Theory, we had production with Akon, Tank, Jazzy Faye. The people just from being out and putting out music or trying to sell songs to other artists. Like, the opportunities and people wanting to work have just been consistent. So from then on, I just feel like it was a life path that God placed me on that I just, to turn from it just feels weird, Yeah.
Okay, what artist inspired you the most to keep on pursuing music?
Michael Jackson. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely. Yeah. Michael Jackson, man. And Bob Marley, actually. I'm very big on Bob Marley and Michael Jackson. I feel like both of them had messages. They made music that was really timeless, and just was always in it for the people who enjoy the music. I feel they weren't really big headed about like, oh, I'm sending this or whatever, but it's more so like, hey, we have to create like a record for people to listen to and really want to play over and over again because it's something that helps them, when they listen to it.
Okay, so Michael Jackson and Bob Marley, so those are two different genres. Like, Michael Jackson more of a pop, he's the king of pop, and Bob Marley more reggae.
Yeah.
So you more of like you produce music more of like pop, reggae,
what do you consider yourself?
I say the sound is crazy. Like we fuse all this together.
Yeah.
Especially on this new record, we're working on what's called Miami Is My Vice, which is kind of going off of my dad's story. But it's very infused, man. We're going from like reggae, dancehall to like R&B, folk, rock, hip hop, and dubstep.
Oh.
Yeah. So the producers I'm working with on this new record, it's all over the place, man. But I feel like that's where we're going with music right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nothing really has a genre. Like when you see Taylor Swift working with T.I. and Iggy Azalea from Down Under, doing her thing with like the down south rappers and like T.I. stuff like that. Yeah, right. Like Katy Perry and Juicy J.
Yeah,
that's the most random
combination.
Yeah,
for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool though. I really feel that. As you being into the music industry, do you feel like for like upcoming artists like yourself and the people like below you, what can you say to them? Like, do you feel like music industry really influencing them to do things that to change themselves as who they are, or do things that they wouldn't usually do? Like, would you say the music industry does that, or?
I don't know, man. I think the industry's changing a lot right now. I think it's a really good time for people that are just in love with what they do to branch out and just continue doing it. Because especially with social media, you have the power of just connecting with the people that are going to be supporting you, which is fans or whatever. I really don't like saying that word, fans. It's funny. But like music lovers, you know what I'm saying? And the experience that I've gained from just really being able to, I'm an independent artist, but I've worked with, you know, a few people just off of the strength of me being good and people liking what I do. So I just feel like the experience it's something that you just can't like, it can't be created. It can only just be received or not received, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And you mentioned your dad, Philip Michael Thomas Sr., and so we know he's a big, you know, celebrity, big star from Miami Vice. Are there any downfalls or kind of negative aspects of being the son of such a famous star?
Right.
Trying to make it yourself.
Yeah, there are in certain instances. I feel like it's a gift and a curse. I try more so to lean on the gift part of it. Recently, before I used to be very like, oh my God, that's not me. Don't associate me with my dad. Like I had aliases that I used to go by just to kind of get from under that shadow. But then as I keep going, man, it's just like, you know what, let me just embrace it. So that's why like Miami is my vice with this being the new project. It's really me kind of getting more comfortable and confident in who I am as an artist, you know? Yeah.
Has anyone else in your family sort of influenced you on your path to pursuing music?
Yes, like honestly, my whole family is musical. Like my sisters, they all sing and dance. It's a lot of us. It's like 15 of us. So, yeah. My parents are pretty busy, but but yeah, we all do music. You know, I got vocal training by the great Betty Wright. Yeah, who, you know, she sings a song, No Pain, No Gain, and you know, it just always was around a lot of people in the record industry. You know, being a kid, we used to tour with the Marleys and Ziggy Marley and Melody Makers. Just being around them, it's just like it's just something I feel like it's just been around me. So for me, it's just something that like, oh, okay, time for me to just do it. You know. Yeah.
So, with your dad being an actor, you never thought of pursuing like an acting career or anything like that?
I've like, you know, I started off doing musical theater, so it was like doing everything. I feel like if anybody does want to get into like music or just the entertainment industry, musical theater is like a great grounds for that because you're singing, dancing, acting, having to be like a consistent person without the cuts and edits that you could have doing film acting. But it just challenged you to exercise all your talents and strengths, but being able to utilize them at one point in time. So, but who knows? Maybe, you know, later down the line, I'll be doing some stuff. But like, I've done a few independent films, and so, but I just take opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like right now, artists, entertainers, whoever, like just whatever's coming your way, if it fits. Do it. If you feel like you're stepping really far to the left outside of what the goal is you want, maybe you shouldn't be doing it. You know, you can stretch yourself, but to what avail? Like, okay, if I make a decision, if I do this, and you know, it's something that really possibly can't put me in a place where I want to be a couple months from now, or gain notoriety for what you need to get accomplished. You know, you just gotta think about it. But yeah, so if it works, it works. Yeah.
I know you've recently done some collaborations with Akon. So what is it like working with such a big artist and like, you know, multi-platinum artist, Grammy nominated? How was that?
You know, that was like one of the best experiences of my life. The first song we did, Free to Be, I remember him just saying, if it don't feel right, don't do it. And that stuck with me forever. Like, just saying, you know, just to backtrack what I said, like, if it doesn't feel right, I can't do it anymore, you know? And because for so long, especially when you're somebody who's in the industry, like, trying to fit the industry and not realizing that, you know, we have the power right now to be our own industry. Like, if you have enough Instagram followers who will share your music and you tell them that it's available to download, that's a very powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? And people, they are very, I feel like they know when something's real or manufactured, you know? And so working with Akon, you know, he really kind of helped me to get out of my shell, if you would. Like, that was the first song where I said the word sexy. Like, I grew up a little, you know, even though I experienced a lot of things, I was still very, like, sheltered. Yeah, and conservative. And so, you know, saying the word sexy, like, to me was, like, a very big deal. And he was like, man, say it. If you feel sexy, be sexy. But I'm like, I'm only, you know, like, so yeah, I can't say sexy. My parents are going to look at me and be like, what you know about being sexy? So it's like, you know, but, yeah. So, yeah.
Are there any other artists you want to work with in the future?
Yeah, too many. Childish Gambino is my main dude right now that I'm looking at, man. He's dope. Who else? Rihanna. Definitely. Actually, I got a couple songs for her. And just, you know, I mean, whoever comes down the line, really. It would be great to work with, like, a great, too. Like, somebody like Shaka Khan. I heard she's making a new album right now. I have some really... I like to write a lot. So, like, different songs I have for different artists that, if they're around me, I definitely pitch it to them.
Okay.
Yeah, for real.
So you write, do you also help make the beats as well while you're in the studio?
Yes. Very big part of it, man. I feel like you have to be, you know. It's not, I'm not a producer, but I don't claim myself to be a producer at all. But working with dudes that can produce well, like, if I hear something in my head, I have to, like, let them know. Like, yo, I hear. Yeah, exactly. Like DJ Khaled, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's really, he's like really just instrumental as far as being the executive part of it all. You know, being like, hey, right there, that needs a sound, or that drum is not hitting, needs to kind of change a little bit. Little things like that. Yeah.
That's cool. So like they was cool with that, cause you know if you think of DJ Khaled, you know he usually does his own thing. He was cool with you being like, you know, telling me, hey, we can add a little drum to this, like add a little something to that. Like he was cool with that.
Different producers, man, are just different people. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Pharrell is a really good example of that. He's worked with so many different people. You know, or Rick Rubin. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I know him.
Okay, Rick Rubin. You know, he produced Adele's like dang near entire second album that she like went and really blew up on. But then he'll come back and make something like you know, Holy Grail with Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z, or The Death of Auto-Tune. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think just about who you're working with and how they feel. You know, energy's a big thing. Yeah.
I understand that, because as an artist, you know, you wanna relate to the beat that you're, you know, about to sing at that point, you know, so you wanna be like, what's the word? More into what you're producing.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, putting your opinion to it shouldn't hurt the producer.
Right, and it makes you love it more. Right. You know, when you feel like you're a part of making something.
It's like your baby.
Right.
You know, you can tell when somebody, you know, you're just singing. And then when you actually really into the song, you can tell when the artist is like that. So, you know, I can see like how certain producers could be more willing to have the artist put their input on what the beats sound like and stuff. So,
And since you grew up in Miami, but then you eventually made a move to Atlanta in, I believe, 2009 or so, what made you kind of want to make that move? What really pushed that decision?
It was just a lot of opportunity up there. That was when I just started working with Akon, and it was just a point where I felt like Miami was my love, but I just had to get away from what I knew and to branch out. And Atlanta is a place where a lot of music is popping. A lot of different artists are going there just to record and make music. So it was a place where it was definitely the opportunity for me was there.
Okay. Are there any other places you want to travel to, or anywhere in mind you really want to settle?
London. I need to go. I have to make it over to Europe for real. There's a lot of, I feel like, I mean, it's I like traveling. Let's put it that way. I like traveling. Places that are inspiring is where I want to go. Definitely,
Okay. So you said earlier in the interview that you have a new album coming out, or
yes,
album? Is it an album?
It's like a album project, compilation of songs, whatever you want to call it. And it's called Miami Is My Vice. And it's pretty much about me being like, okay, you know what? My dad is known for Miami Vice. Miami, for me, is my vice because of Miami Vice. But also giving like a separation to who I am just as my own person. So it gives an introductory, like, where I'm very, like I said, more comfortable, more confident in like the music that we have. that we're coming out with, and it's some really good records, man. Like I believe as an artist, you know, the freedom is there, and the freedom is. I'm feeling more and more free with my music. Like I'm rapping, which is something I don't normally do. I don't consider myself a rapper, but it's just certain things that I need to convey that singing doesn't cut the bill. You know, it doesn't fit the bill. I feel like so. Yeah, with that, it's.
So where can we find this?
When should we anticipate this?
Where can we find this?
It's coming soon. I don't want to give a date, but it's coming soon.
Okay.
You know, you can definitely keep up with me in my social media. My website, PhilipMichaelThomas.com. If you Google me, you're gonna find me or my dad, Philip Michael Thomas Jr. You can Google and find us. I'm always on my Instagram. I'm always on my Twitter. I'm on Facebook because it's another way to stay in contact. But man, I'm like Instagram king. Like I just like to. We be on there wild. Yeah, me and my follower, man, we like be wilding out. Like, and I follow a lot of my people that follow me. Because they always, I like to hear feedback a lot from my people that I'm working with, and it's just good to see what other people are doing too, you know. So yeah.
Okay, and I know you said you're trying to get into rapping a little bit. Do you want to give us maybe a sample for our viewers?
Man.
Swag. A little something.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. A little something with the guitar. Or something. All right,
sure.
I'll do a little something very quick. All right. So
this is for you guys at home.
Oh yeah, for real. Alright, so. Hey. Follow me to a better place. Follow me to a better place. Listen, you tell me what's the use. Yo, why be so confused? Yo, why be so scared? Hey, listen. Yeah, yo, tell me what's the use? Why be so confused? Why be so scared? Yo, if they tell on you, they gon' misconstrue what you got to say. You ain't nobody cool. Go try to put you out on Front Street, make you feel weak. They'll love up on you, help encourage you to complete what you started. Meet me there, and know I am, 'cause I'll be there. Waiting patient on you, yeah. Just meet me there, and know I am, 'cause I'll be right there. Waiting so patient, baby. Listen, 'cause I will never let you go because you're my baby. And I will never make you leave because you're my baby. No, I will never let you go because you're my baby. And I will never make you leave because you're my baby.
That was amazing. You guys heard it here first. Philip Michael Thomas Jr. That was awesome.
Thank you. That's one of the new.
That was really good.
Okay. You put the rap into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the joints called Follow. It's I've been singing it for like the past like year just everywhere I go, but we just like are recording it now and putting it on the record. It's just like it's like crazy to see songs just like come out to fruition how you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? But that it's like a little innuendo in there saying follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, follow me on that. But also talking about like just follow, like it's really about following like each other, like this group of people, like our generation, like following each other into just being who we gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's like real, just getting into everything. So
Okay, and the last question that I really wanted to ask you was, do you have any advice for any up-and-coming musicians? Are there any sort of struggles that you've gone through from your experience that you can give to some of our viewers who might want to pursue music?
Yes, I would definitely say just keep doing what you do. Go after your heart, listen to your heart. I'll tell you what Akon told me. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. You know, don't be so quick to try and get signed to somebody else and being discovered. Discover yourself. Like, you know, find out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, work on them, and just and stay in tune with people that like what you do. Like, and those are fans or whatever. But yeah, stay in touch with people who like what you do and people that are gonna tell you like it is and keep it real with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have no more questions. Now you said pretty much.
And be your own. Like, make sure you are in charge of your content. Definitely, I say that. Like, be the boss. If you're gonna do music, you gotta be the boss. Like, unless you want to be a puppet, which is cool too. But you know, if there's something that you really, really want to do, there's so many people saying that they want to do it. You gotta be like in charge of what it is, you know, and have a good circle around you of people. I give so much advice, but it's like, but honestly, and if kids or whoever follows me like on my social media, like they will. I always like them saying some like real encouraging stuff. Like I follow a few people like that too, like Tyrese and Diddy. They're like the kings of encouragement on social media.
Yeah,
like, I would say like follow Tyrese if you just having a bad day. This dude is gonna put you on to something. They'd be like, oh, okay, I get it now. All right, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Depression.
Well, we want to thank you so much for being here with us today. Guys, don't forget to follow him on Twitter, Instagram, and look out for his album coming out soon. We'll see you next time.